Hello everyone, my name's Kitetsu and welcome back to my channel. So I wasn't going to make a video tonight, but someone just sent me all of these images and basically I could not resist. Now this is going to be a really quick video because I'm back at work tomorrow and I've been trying to prepare for that. But you know, priorities, when I've got to talk Age of Sigmar, I've got to talk Age of Sigmar. So basically someone just sent me through Facebook Messenger loads of the pages of the LUMINETH Realm Lords Battle Tome. And now the first couple of things I've got to say is, first of all, it's in German, so I barely understand a word of any of this. Second of all, I haven't had that much time to look through these and break them down, but there are definitely some key takeaway messages and some hints about what this faction is going to play like from this. Now, the first thing that is really disappointing to me is that it is absolutely 100% confirmed now that Tyrion is not going to be a part of this faction. Can someone please tell me why? Like, do we know at the moment? Today, they released a lore article explaining the backstory of the LUMINETH Realm Lords, and I gave it a quick read. I was searching through it for any mentions of Tyrion, and he seems so important to the storyline that I just cannot work out why he is not a model in this faction. You know, he's responsible for the creation of the elves in the first place, along with Teclis, and when some massive civil war breaks out and a huge demonic invasion begins, it says here it's the military genius of Tyrion that actually means that any of the elves survive in the first place. So I haven't read all of the novels of Age of Sigmar. Is there something I'm missing? I have no idea if we have any confirmation as to why he is not a character in this army, but it just seems absolutely bizarre. So, right, let's take a look at what we've got. First of all, they previewed Sire and I think it was Iliatha in the article we saw, I think the day before yesterday. But now we know there is also going to be Zytrek, if I'm saying that right, and Ymetrica, if I'm saying that right. So we know that there are going to be at least 4 subfactions along with Sire and Iliatha. As for all their allegiance abilities, I don't know, I can't read this. But here are all of the points values that have leaked as well. Now, out of respect for Games Workshop, I have blanked out all of the Warscroll battalions. I think in the pictures that I was sent as well, it had literally pictures of all of those battalions. But, you know, I don't want to show absolutely everything. That seems a little bit unfair. But we do have the points values. So we know, for example, that the Wardens are going to be in units of 10 for 120 points. The Light of Eltharion is going to be 220 points. Teclis is going to be a whopping 660 points. That's making him one of the most expensive characters in the game. Availnor, the Stoneheart King, he's going to be 360 points. The Stone Guard, 5 of them for 100. The Sentinels, 10 for 140 points. Oh, and of course the Dawn Riders for 5 for 130. Now, immediately what's leaping out there is that the Sentinels are more points than the Wardens, so that's pretty promising. But yeah, here's our 3 unique characters. Where is Tyrion? I can only hope that Games Workshop have something really exciting planned and they want to bring out another faction with him. But yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, Sentinels, Dawn Riders, I said I was desperately hoping that the Sentinels would be able to hit on a 3. And it looks like, although it's kind of hard to read here, it's not the best quality picture, but it looks like my wish has been granted. So basically, there are 2 different profiles for their bows. There's a kind of short range one, which is still a respectable 18 inches. Then there's a long range version at 30 inches as well. Now, I looked up these 2 words on Google Translate. I'm not going to try and butcher German, but I believe the top word said something about focus fire or sort of aiming, and the second one was sort of about firing in an arc. So naturally, if you're firing in an arc, you're going to be less accurate, so you're hitting on a 4. But if you are focus firing, you are hitting on a 3. And don't forget that using their, what was it called, Aether Quartz ability, they can actually buff their hit rolls and make them a 2. So elves that hit on a 2, that's exactly what I wanted. And to stop it being ridiculously OP, they've made it so they wound on a 4. So I'm actually really happy with that. It's the best of both worlds, and also if they focus fire, instead of making it so they wound on a 3 as well, it actually gives them additional rend. So I was thinking, you know, what are those 3 strings doing if not adding some sort of power to the bows? But it looks like that's where the rend's coming in. So I'm actually really excited and happy about that stat line, and their close quarters profiles don't actually look atrocious either. But yeah, then we've got the Dawn Riders Riders, a very respectable 4+ save with 2 wounds, very mobile. Surprising that they don't have the highest of braveries, like you'd expect them to be maybe a little bit better there. But I mean, in terms of what all these profiles mean, I haven't looked them up yet, but nothing is leaping out at me at looking terrible. One other thing to note is that, of course, they are all mages as promised, so they will be able to use their different spells. Now, I know that they've got their unique spell. I'm not sure at the moment because I haven't tried to translate any of this if they will be able to use any other spells, but I assume they should have their Mystic Shield and Arcane Bolt as well, hopefully. Next, we've got the Wardens. Now, 3-inch range, as we knew, 2 attacks, hitting on a 3, wounding on a 4. Not too bad. Don't forget you can buff that hit roll to a 2+ as well. Yeah, that was the heightened senses ability. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by that unit until the end of the phase. But again, wounding on a 4, so not too OP. I think what I'm most excited about here is the fact that you've got 2 attacks at a ridiculous range with a really decent hit score, and yeah, the armor save is very decent as well. But I think I looked up this word here as well, and it means something like blade wall. So hopefully they've got some exciting abilities there too. Maybe that can buff them defensively even further. But don't forget you can also turn these into a bright company, I think it was. That means they are at -1 to hit. So it definitely seems to me like my playstyle that I really want to go for, with an insanely strong shield wall with really powerful archers behind. It sounds like that is definitely going to be a viable play option, which I'm really excited for. Then you can have your Dawn Riders sort of flanking around the side in a really classic Total War Warhammer style kind of battle. And then the last things to show are the Warscrolls for Teclis and Availnor. There's not a huge amount for me to say here, apart from the fact that obviously, again, it's all in German, so I don't understand anything. But Teclis has a ranged attack that it's a single attack that hits and wounds on a 2, so more or less guaranteed to go off, with -3 rend and up to 6 wounds. I'm guessing if it has a W, that means it's like D6 wounds. I'm not entirely sure. But I mean, yeah, his profile in combat looks relatively lackluster. Well, I say that, 6 attacks hitting and wounding on 3s at -2 rend with 2 damage, and then a further 2 attacks that are -3 rend with, I assume, D3 damage. That's pretty decent. But I mean, look at this massive block of text. For, what was it, 660 points, you can guarantee that there's going to be some insanely strong abilities and magic going on. But yeah, I also had a quick look at Availnor, and I noticed that with his giant hammer, he gets 6 attacks, hitting and wounding on 3s, -1 rend, and yeah, at best doing 5 damage. Absolutely insane. So yeah, I'm going to leave this video here. I think you guys can make what you want of these Warscrolls and the points values. Oh, I didn't mention as well that it looks like their only allies are the Idoneth Deepkin. I guess that kind of makes sense because they're kindred spirits, but I would maybe expect them to have a few more Order allies. But yeah, I'm super excited for this army, and I think now that I know that the gameplay mechanics kind of match the style of gameplay that I really like, I'm even more excited about this faction than I was before. But right, I'm going to leave the video here. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys really soon in the next video.